All right, everybody, welcome back to the hotspot. Here we are. Well, there was some rain over the weekend, so of course, if you were getting ready to exercise, go to the beach, barbecue, do yard work, whatever. Saturday, not so great. Sunday, absolutely perfect. This morning, as the sun was coming up, kind of a little bit, some of this, some of that. So why are you asking me? The one guy that we have to bring on is Landon Aydlett. He is, of course, the lead forecaster at the National Weather Service. And there he is right now, about 100 miles north of us, I must add. He is at the NWS office. Actually, NWS or a Homeland Security, Landon, but you're in Saipan right now.
The Homeland Security office up here in Saipan, yes.
Very cool.
And so those showers this morning, that was just the nature was crying tears at my departure. And so I left Guam this morning for the CNMI. So I'll be up in the CNMI all this week doing weather service related program duties. So I'm excited to be back.
And you're a big music guy yourself, and I'm sure you would agree. The musical reference, "Ain't no sunshine when he's gone." Every time you go on a trip, it always rains. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And I know I was over in Madison, Wisconsin, then I hopped over to Chicago for the 4th of July celebration for that weekend. And so I kept seeing on Facebook and social media of all the weather over in Guam and the Mariana Islands the whole time I was gone. And we had several severe weather threats while I was in the Midwest. And it always fizzled out right before it came over my area. So the most I saw was sprinkles and a couple flashes of lightning. So I was really bummed out because I wanted some action.
Okay, well, I know your forecasts are very, very accurate. Typically, you can see between days, maybe even a week and a half out. But of course, Liberation Day is coming up. It's on a Thursday. This is going to be the first time in 2 weeks that we've actually had a proper parade and everything. Are you able to kind of maybe look into your crystal ball and see what the weather might be with any amount of accuracy?
The good news is we definitely don't see too much as far as major organized weather systems. And by that, I mean like a tropical cyclone moving through the area. We don't see much potential for that at this point. So that's the good news. But this day-to-day weather where we're getting these off and on showers, some of them are heavy at times with thunderstorms. That will be the case at least through the next week. So we do have to watch out for that. And it does look like this week will carry forward that trend. And I'm going to turn my camera around right quick and just show you what I'm looking at. I think, there we go. So this is the current radar right now. We have that spotty shower activity going through the islands right now. Certainly not a washout event, but it's enough to get you wet if you're out there jogging on the street for long enough to get a shower to pass over you. But looking at the bigger picture of the satellite, there's really nothing to speak of. We have a little bit of a surface trough down here to our south. That's going to be pushing through just south of Guam with most of the showers and thunderstorms. Some of the more isolated stuff over Guam, Rota, and just south of Tinian. It's very dry up here so far this morning up in Saipan. But the bigger picture, and this is what we're looking at. So Guam is right there. So we have this big plume of drier air to our east, but don't be fooled by that because there's a lot of smaller showers just that's more closer to the surface. So it's not anything that's going to produce thunderstorms, at least within this area. But we do have this large upper level disturbance up there, that Tut cell, that's going to be moving slowly westward, and that'll help induce any thunderstorms that would develop with this feature down here. So we have a series of surface troughs, one to our south right now that's passing by today and tomorrow. But then we have this other surface trough that's going to be pushing through from eastern Micronesia. That'll be arriving around Wednesday night. So we have our best potential for showers and thunder washout, so to speak. We will see that potential for thunderstorms through at least Friday and Saturday, as long as these upper level conditions are somewhat favorable for this upper level vertical support of convection. So that's going to be pushing through. As far as the organized stuff, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is looking at a invest area, 90W, that's a tropical disturbance. That is fortunately well to our west, sitting just east of the Philippines, and that's going to be staying just outside the WFO Guam area of responsibility, which is right about 130 east. And so our area of responsibility goes from 130 east near the Philippines all the way to the date line to our east. And so this is going to stay outside of our area of concern, but we will be watching that. We are slightly in a busier period across the region. Many people have remarked on the showers and thunderstorms we've had over the last couple of weeks. That's just indicative of the season. So we are in July, we're starting that transition to the wet season, and that's going to continue for the next couple weeks, and then we'll be more so into the heart of wet season. So nothing exciting to speak of, but keep an umbrella handy because these showers will come and go in a passing nature, at least the next couple days, but certainly nothing to speak about otherwise. Season surf will be not that bad. We're looking at a moderate risk of rip currents along east-facing reefs with the persistent trade wind swell, but north, south, and west-facing reefs, not bad at all. Very low risk.
Okay, and of course, there's going to be like a lot of people who would say, "Oh man, it rained so much, and like I couldn't do what I was supposed to do." But the upside of that, or maybe like the silver lining, the cloud, if you will. I mean, speaking your love language here, is that of course now we don't have, you were mentioning like the dry patches and everything like that, but now we don't have to worry, hopefully, about fire weather warnings or things like that because there's been so much of the wet stuff coming down on top of us, right?
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And in the time that I was gone for the last 2 weeks, our fire danger has dropped significantly because of the showers. And I was gone for just over 10 days. And when I came back to my yard, I went from having grass and weeds in my yard to a jungle. And so it's a state of emergency in my yard that I just don't have time to deal with. I'll be on travel for the next several weeks, CNMI this week, and then Kansas City next week and Plow the week after. So it's a very busy travel schedule. And, I'm just let my yard have at it, and then we'll.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm going to play like if I may, if you will permit me, right? I'm going to be your travel agent, right? So you've gone from Guam to Dallas Fort Worth, and then you were in Chicago, and then you were in Madison, Wisconsin, and now you're in Saipan. Then you're going to be in Kansas City, and then you're going to be in Palau. So I think you would have had Guam barbecue, and then some really, really good Texas beer, and then Chicago deep dish pizza. And
I had cheese curds in Wisconsin.
I was going to say, or bratwurst. Did you try any bratwurst?
I did not have any bratwurst. Some of my friends did, but I was in a long line for cheese curds, and I can't complain about the curds. That was my first time trying those, and they were phenomenal. So I bought some cheese back, like $60.
I love me some cheese curds too, my friend. And I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm putting my well-being on the line for that.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So, and the reason I bring up food is because, we rely on you for this kind of, like this kind of sage information, because so much of what we do as Guamanians is cooking outside and, preparing, for that kind of thing and everything. So weather definitely is something that we all, keep in the back of our minds when we think about, you want to go outside and grill. A lot of people are into smoking their food now. You even want to go outside and just, dine al fresco.
Yep. Yeah, you got to take that into account when you're outside with anything that's going to be covered with a tent or canopy or tarp. Make sure it's secured because we often talk about the thunderstorm and the lightning potential. And we do have that lightning throughout the week, and that might continue to next week. So before you plan your Liberation festivities, do check in with us at least Sunday, Monday next week for the latest forecast. And we'll have any major trends of concern. But we had the Pacific mini games over here in Saipan just a couple of weeks ago, and they had a line of thunderstorms come through, and they brought some strong gusty winds that did a lot of damage to the tents and canopies. And so you don't want to be caught in that situation. So check out the weather forecast from my office Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week before you start finalizing your plans, and make sure that if you have tents and canopies that they are secured. And the showers this morning, it's not so bad outside right now if you're not with the showers. But when the showers do come in, we did see wind gusts up to 26 miles per hour at the airport earlier this morning. So these showers will be accompanied by their stronger wind gusts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's go back to Liberation Day for just a moment. Will your office, right? Will the National Weather Service have any presence at the parade?
At the parade, we will not have a presence, but we are setting up a booth on the 22nd. I believe there's a festival going on at Epau Beach Park.
Yep.
We will have a booth of information. So do look for the Weather Service booth out there. We're going to have a NOAA canopy. So look out for that, and we'll have a lot of information on display. I will not be there, so I will be missing out the festivities. It's also my birthday on the 21st. So I will be away celebrating with my colleagues in the States. But
traveling again, of course.
I will be thinking of all of you in the islands because I always like to be here for Liberation Day, especially for our first parade in a couple years.
Yeah. How many parades, may I ask, have you been in over the years? Because I think me going all the way back to when I was a kid, my dad used to work at DFS, so I participated in them. When I was in ROTC, I've marched in like 4 of the parades. And then here at KUAM, I've done at least 6 or 7 over the years. And then I've covered, like probably maybe a dozen of them, right? And it always rains on the day of the parade. And that's not a bad thing. Like it's always, this time of year, as you were saying, it tends to be kind of hot. And then we get these like little flash, sun showers, right, if you will, and then
Yeah.
it feels great on a hot day.
Yeah, it's really great. I remember there was a couple years ago, one of the parades started out with really heavy showers, and the rest of the parade was sunny and dry. And so you either get soaked with sweat or rain or sunburnt. And so you always want to make sure you have plenty of drinking water to stay hydrated, but also the sunscreen. So it's wear that sunscreen. But I've not been in any of the liberation parades, but I have been to many of them since I first arrived in 2010. And when I found out when I moved to Guam in 2010 that liberation was also my birthday, I was like, wow, this is awesome. So this is meant to be for me to live over here. So great an honor to be over here to celebrate.
Yet another reason why July the 21st is awesome here on Guam, because we can celebrate with people like you. Man, that is kind of like a bummer, but we wish you early happy birthday. We're going to, of course, be in contact with you several times before then. I wish you were going to be here on the 22nd for that booth that you guys have. I tell people, hey, just go to Epau Beach, go check out the friendly folks at the NWS. They're the nicest people in the world. If you wanted to check out Landon, unfortunately, he's not going to be there. He's the bald guy with the really tight shirt, and he's going to tell you everything you need to know about the weather.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And outreach is my passion. So that's why I really wanted Chip Guard's job when he retired, because I really much admired the work that he did working with people and agencies across the islands. And so for me, this is my dream job, working with people, helping people understand weather and threats and all things about nature. And so I'm upset that I won't be able to make it, but we will have a lot of outreach opportunities coming up in September for National Preparedness Month. So Guam Homeland Security, the Weather Service will also be doing a lot of outreach through September. So stay close and tuned with our Facebook page and our webpage. And if you have questions about anything, weather, tropical cyclones, anything of that nature, do come out, check out our booth at Epau Beach Park and ask a question. Stump the forecaster. Okay.
We got a few more minutes, Landon. So I do want to talk to you about something, because I just realized you were in the Windy City, right? Chicago, right?
Chicago.
In Chicago, you said you tried the deep dish pizza and everything, but did you actually go and see the real life Willis Tower that you built? You're now, you set 2 world records, in the Guinness Book of World Records, you and your twin brother and all the volunteers, wonderful, wonderful event. Did you actually see the Willis Tower and just kind of like look at it and just like kind of like laugh and be like, yeah, we did that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I was like, I built that. So I walked all the way around it, took pictures from different angles and stuff, and it's just as incredible as the one we constructed with wood blocks. And so I did not go up to the top of the tower. I did that a couple of years ago, but the line was so long and the queue was set back for like a several hours delay. So I was like, I'm going to see more of the city. But Willis Tower is just as beautiful as ever. And you can see the sky deck at the very top from the street, just as we built at the Agana Shopping Center. So if you're in the Chicago area, go check out the Willis Tower. It's beautiful. It's an awesome visit, especially from the sky deck. You look down, you're standing on the glass floor and looking all the way down to the street level. But a beautiful city. Stay out of the trouble neighborhoods to the south. But I was just 20 minutes away from that shooting that happened on Independence Day. And so I was shocked to hear that news, because those suburbs, those towns and cities just north of Chicago are so beautiful, so small, and it's just a typical all-American city suburban area. And so all of these places have their own parades, their fireworks shows.
Decatur, Peoria, I've got friends out there.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And it was just saddening to hear that news. People were in shock where I was. And then I left on the 5th to go back to Madison. But beautiful city. It's a great visit. Definitely the tour of the museums and the skyscrapers.
Okay. Pop quiz, right? We got about maybe 2 more minutes, right? I wanted to say, because since we have you on and since you're among friends and, among colleagues out there, right? I'd like you to kind of like set up for us maybe like Landon's Spotify playlist, right? Like, what are the preferred tunes that meteorologists can jam to having to do with rain? Either rain is in the song,
oh my gosh,
rain is in the title. Now you're a professional musician, so I expect your A game for this one.
It's very embarrassing for me to admit this. As much as I like to play music and stuff, I am horrible with lyrics, artists, and titles. Miserable at that. And so my sister, she can hear a song for the first time and sing to it the next time, and me, I can never get the words. So that's a tough question.
Okay. Well, my personal favorites in Jason's Spotify playlist, right? I've got Rain, Rain, Go Away by 9 Inch Nails, Rain by Madonna, of course. I Saw You Dancing in the Rain. OJ, Orange Juice Jones. Shout out to Orange Juice, or Walking in the Rain. Thank you. Mike, our old guy over there, is reminding me about that. Yeah,
There's
Joe,
always Singing in the Rain,
now
but
I've got
that's
my entire
about 40 years before my time.
Yeah, Milli Vanilli, blame it on the rain too. Also, Depeche Mode. Oh God, it's raining. Okay, now you're a big symphony guy, so that's why you said maybe the thing with like song titles, and you're more into Tchaikovsky's Fifth, or movements and everything like that.
Brass. I like big brass.
Okay. So are there any career opportunities? Let's wrap with this. Are there, you always tell us about there are internship opportunities, or young students wanting to get into the field of weather tracking and meteorology and everything. What have you guys got coming up this fall for people that want to get into your field? Because you've introduced this field and showed that it can be fun to so many Guamanians now.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. And that's one thing I've been passionate about. And we've had so much increase in people interested in careers in meteorology since the last couple of years, which is great. I've had several phone calls since the Tower for Humanity last month of people saying, I saw you at the Ganya Shopping Center, heard about your tower in the news, and you're a weatherman. Can we come visit your office? We actually have had several visits to the office from middle and high schoolers. We have our summer internship program. We have 3 interns, 1 from Guam and 2 from the States. They are here right now. Those internships will be wrapping up around August. But next summer, we'll probably have another 1 to 3 summer intern positions open. That's typically posted on usajobs.com around January. So give us a call, talk to us about that. But definitely want to inspire people to come and contact us now that COVID protocols have been laxed just a little bit. They're relaxing a little bit across the area. Come visit our office, come see the operations, meet a meteorologist, meet myself, and come talk about careers in weather and forecasting and anything with the Weather Service that may not be meteorology. We have a lot of IT positions and other support staff roles at not just the WFOs, the weather field offices, but also the regional and national headquarters. So there's a lot of opportunity, and I really hope to inspire people in Guam and the CNMI and across Micronesia even to consider careers in math and science and weather. It's a lot of opportunities, especially in our office on the international scale.
All right, keyword there, inspire, and that is something that you've done again, for so many people, and you've inspired us, and that's why we enjoy doing these segments with you. So, Landon, we got to let you go, but enjoy the CNMI, have some ice keki, have some apigigi.
Yes, I might bring some back. There, let's see.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, be safe, man. We'll talk to you soon.
See y'all in Kansas City.
Oh, okay. Barbecue is in your future.
Barbecue, yes. See
All right, we got to run. So that's Landon Aydlett with the National Weather Service. Please stay tuned, everybody. Hotspot's back after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news plus access